Good morning. How are you all? Hope that all of you are safe at home. We had learned about equality in the first chapter of your civics textbook. In this chapter, that is the 10th chapter, even though it's the 10th chapter, it is a continuation of the first chapter. We will learn about people's contributions to the fight for equality. We know that this is achieved through focusing on one social movement as well as highlighting creative ways through which the people express their demands for equality. So you remember the story of Kanda and saris and all. So even though our constitution ensures equality for all, we know that all are not treated equally. What will these people who are treated unequally do? How do they react to this? What kinds of fights are there led by these people who are treated unequally? These are the things that we are going to learn in this chapter. The Times of India, one of the most leading English newspapers of our country, had published an article about life in slum on 17th August 2016. The article published by them, the newspaper, it says that around 360 million people of India live in slums. See, how do these people live? How can we say that equality is ensured when we see these kinds of things also in our country and throughout the world? So, how do people react to this? Let us try to learn in detail now. This is the picture of Doon International School, a very famous school in India. It's known throughout the world. Children who had studied in this school were blessed with education of high quality, and some of them could become the Prime Minister of India, some of them became cabinet ministers of India, some of them became IAS officers, some of them who studied in schools like this became the ambassadors of India in different countries. But unfortunately, all the children in India, people like those who are in the slums, cannot study in schools like this. So I showed you this picture to show you the unequal lives of people living in India. You see, the Gangaram Hospital is in New Delhi. So there are very good hospitals like this where the sick are getting treatment of high quality. So this also shows the bright and prosperous side of India. Unfortunately, people like Swapna, about whom you will learn in the lessons in our textbook, such people who are earning less than 100 rupees per day, for you to understand, I will tell you that maybe sometime less than our 600 paisa in a month. How can such people who are working for less than 600 paisa per day go to hospitals like this for treatment? People have to pay very high consultation fee and very high fee for getting tests done from these kinds of hospitals. So on one side of India you can see these kinds of hospitals and schools, but on the other side you will see people in slums. It shows, again, it shows unequal lives in India. Unfortunately, as you have already seen, the feeling of equality that you understood from chapter 1 also is ensured by ballot box. Kanda could see her master is standing behind her. She was only doing domestic work in her master's house. But master was standing behind her in the polling station where they had come to cast their vote. So, but this equality does not extend to most people's lives, or it is not ensured in other areas of their life. People do not have resources to afford expensive private health services. They are unable to study in good schools. I have shown you some good schools and hospitals now, but many of the people in India are unable to go to these hospitals, or they are unable to send their children to these schools because they have to pay a very high fee to learn from these schools. One survey conducted by National Sample Survey Office says 32 million children up to the age of 13 years have never attended any school in India. 32 million children means more than 3 crores. Majority of them belonging to the socially disadvantaged class. This report was published by the India Today on 19th August 2019. So what does it show? There is inequality in India. 26th August 2016, the Hindustan Times reported this incident. A tribal man in Odisha's Kalahandi district carried the body of his wife on his shoulders if the hospital authorities did not provide a mortuary ward or an ambulance. You can see the picture now. This picture, as reported by the Hindustan Times, shows unavailability of resources, and also it shows that our system is highly unequal. People are not getting equal treatment. Poverty and lack of resources continue to be a key reason behind the highly unequal lives in India. Another reason behind unequal lives in India is discrimination on the basis of a person's religion, caste, and sex. You can see the disadvantaged sections of Indian population. These sections, like women, Muslim, Dalits, and Adivasis, are not treated equally in India. Here you can see these disadvantaged sections formed how many percentage of Indian population. From this you can understand that a good number of Indian people, nearly more than 70 percentage, 70, are not getting equal treatment, or they are unequally treated in India. Throughout the world, people were discriminated. Now also they are being discriminated on the basis of color of skin, religion, economic position, educational qualification, etc. All those people who are ill-treated or treated unequally have stood unitedly to fight and to get them equal rights. Tawa Matsya Sangh was one such organization led by people, and they stood unitedly to get them right to continue fishing for their livelihood, because the government had decided to give the rights for fishing in the Tawa Reservoir region for private companies in 1994. And apart from these people, PD workers, fisher folk, agricultural laborers, and slum dwellers also stood united to fight against discrimination shown to them. As a result of their fight, they could put an end to the discrimination. You will learn about Tava Matsya Sangh in detail in the next module of this chapter.